Welcome back on the channel, VST here, as we say, guys. This is the latest update for the Samsung S23 series. I have here the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, and this is the April update. Notice something interesting, guys. It is almost 1 GB. The security patch level is from the 1st of April and the version information is AWC8. Now, when we read the official changelog, we get the usual stuff: stability and reliability, device behavior has been improved, security, and etc. And when we even click here to learn more, besides of course getting a confirmation on the version, we just get these two things. And this is the first thing that I don't really like so much, because why? Well, let me show you something, guys. In fact, this April update is what people refer to the very much hyped March camera update. And this is also one of the reasons why it's almost like 1 GB. So all of these new functions has been added for the camera, or let's say working with photos within the gallery. Things like deleting photos while they're still being processing, also introducing some new concept for autofocus, tweaking the autofocus function, giving priority on the autofocus on the shutter speed, improving sharpness, flicker, and added notice when shooting ultra wide in low lights with super steady on, and more and more and more. And if you want to see me walking in the night during a heavy rain testing this camera update, then you might as well want to watch my 2 previous videos where I tested the super steady. I tested most of these new functions here. Also the picture sharpness and the picture softening, like the Samsung camera core processing. All of that is done. What I don't really like is the fact that Samsung somehow always mess up with the changelog, and a lot of people out there are frustrated. They don't think that's a big update. They don't understand what is going on. That might be one of the reasons why you're watching my channel. So I just put on my big boots and I really dig deep in those things Samsung related. But guys, this is more about the introduction and changelog. What else are you gonna see in this video? I'm gonna do my standard use case test scenarios, so play around with the home screen, try to see how navigation works, switching between windows, also check the notifications, animations, put the phone into a landscape mode and see the interface, the stutterness, the smoothness, then also show you the quick settings, check and test the blur animations, and of course some of the widgets. Go then to the recents menu, also make my way into the up drawer and the search functions, guys. Check some of the wallpaper and styles, the folder animations. I'm also gonna run some applications like Twitter, like Chrome and Telegram, also Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, just making sure how good or how bad they were, because you know how these things go with the updates. Sometimes they fix one thing and the other is not great. I want to check also then the camera animations, how smooth they are, the memory allocation. I'm going to also test the pop-up windows, the split window, and of course at the end I'm going to throw some thermal throttling information, GeekBench info, battery information, and this is going to be pretty much it. So it's going to be a rather lengthy video, but I'm going to try to stay focused, guys. So first things first, let's always start with my trademark. This is this animation. This has been a problem for me on the S22 Ultra, guys. This really didn't work well. Now I think in the S23 Ultra, using Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 and One UI 5.1 and countless optimization, now this is flawless. But how can I be sure? I'm gonna turn the phone like this, guys, and I want to check the animation also in the landscape mode. Wow, look at this. Look at this. It's really so smooth, guys. All right, finally. This is a flagship phone, guys. Probably even the best Android phone around these days, and this should just perform flawlessly. Now, of course, we being very demanding will not accept any other behavior. So we want the Samsung One UI to be really so smooth, no stutter, and that it really gives us what we want. I'm using WQHD, also 120 Hz, and the standard profile, not the light one. Now, it's time to also check the navigation, so I'm gonna go there to the right, meaning that, yes, Google Now. This animation also was not so good in some of the previous versions, specifically on the S22 Ultra, but right now I guess navigation really worked flawless. I can go and access all my windows. There is not a problem at all. I can even try Oppo. Did I say not a problem at all? Because I just felt like a little stutter. Okay, no. Or maybe this is just an animation chain. Nah. Okay, I have to take my words back, guys. You know, up to my standards, it's good, but it's still not perfect. It has to be buttery, flawlessly animated without any stutters whatsoever. Now I experienced some already. Okay, that's probably just, you know, nitpicking, but that's what I do here on those videos. So navigation else worked quite nice. Let's check the notification animations, guys. Very beautifully unraveled, right? No lag whatsoever. Okay, now let's go and also check the quick settings. Okay, all the toggles are there. I'm gonna initiate airplane mode. All right, now let me recover from the airplane mode. No big hassle at all. Let me click here. All right, search applications. Cool, all works flawlessly. Now I'm not noticing any stutter whatsoever, which is quite nice. Let me click on the media output. All right, media output there. Let me also click on the device control and see what happens. I get here all the tons of the devices that I'm using. I would say that the navigation, the home screen, the notification animations, they do work quite nice. But just to be sure, guys, I'm gonna put the phone also in the landscape mode and just try to repeat. Okay, and one more time this check. Beautiful, beautiful. This really makes my day, guys. This animation really makes my day. Okay, now let's just check also the blur animations. So you know, guys, this is a premium phone. How can we be sure the blur is real? Just open a YouTube video, guys, and start doing like this. You should see here all the background moving, right? So you can just see the video is playing around, and that's a beautiful, beautiful blur. And now, just when I exited the PIP mode, I just think that I got another stutter. So let me just try to test this scenario one more time, guys. I'm gonna do something like this. We know we can see that the video is playing. Okay, I'm gonna go inside the YouTube video, picture in picture one more time. Check the beautiful animation, by the way, like how the whole wallpaper is just popping up. I really love this. And by the way, because that's an HDR video, you can already see my screen temperature changing, guys. When I close this, boom, I'm gonna go back to the usual mode I use, and that's the vivid mode. So the blur animations, I believe, work quite nice, and this will get me now to the next test, which is the widget testing. I have a clock here. I have the new famous battery widget, but you know, one of my favorite Samsung widgets, let me show you. The weather widgets. Why? Beautifully animated. I really love the design work, guys. If you follow me on Twitter, I just bought something from Jordan Mechner, a memorabilia, a print from the Prince of Persia, Sense of Time. I'm really into these things. I appreciate design work as much as I appreciate software, good software, stutterless and all of this. This widget here really wins the Oscar for all the widgets. I love it. The animation is really flawless. But let me get into my special widget testing screen. So this is the widget from the weather. And while I'm at the widgets, guys, let me show you something fancy. If you hold your finger on a widget, guys, you can create apparently a stack, which, what does this mean? Let's choose the calendar. I'm gonna just add it, and now, guys, see, now I'm back on my widget screen, and you can see I have the calendar, and it was quite nice, guys. But if I do like this, I'm gonna go back to my Samsung weather, and you can stack multiple widgets. This is also, I think, something very, very good. All right, widget testing is good. Now let's initiate the recents menu. Okay, pay attention to the animations, guys, one more time. Recents menu. Not a problem at all. And as you can see, guys, I have a tons of application running here. One more time, flawless. Not a problem though. You can get here all the active applications under the 13 core functionality. You can click here and get around the search menu. If I try, let's say, to search for something, no lag whatsoever, right? All beautifully displayed. One more time, recent menu. We can now confirm that it all works quite nice. And now let's just explore the app drawer. Now, how do I go to the app drawer, guys? Just like this, boom, all the applications, flawless. All right, you can just see there is no noticeable stutter or lag. Okay, I can navigate to the thousands application I have, click here and check what happens when I try to search for something. So let's just search for Mixcloud. I found it, I can launch it, I can go out, beautiful, not a problem at all. And now, guys, now let's check the wallpapers and style. Hold the finger like this. I'm gonna get to wallpapers and style, guys. The usual test I do here is I'm changing the color palette to something obvious, and I wanna see how quick that's done. Okay, something is happening. All right, it's done. Now I'm gonna go outside. All right, everything refreshed. New palette has been applied. I'm gonna click on the color palette and also apply palette to app icons. I test this all the time. More and more applications from the Play Store now yeah, are supporting this. Eventually at some point, right, everything is gonna be like this. So Telegram supporting this, Twitter supporting this, even without a beta, the Viber is supporting this, and eventually you're gonna get something like this, like a very beautiful color palette design with one and the same color, if that's of course your thing. But because we're not yet there, I'm just gonna go back, and I'm gonna go back and just remove that one. And now guys, we are gonna approach the folder animations and then some up testing. So let me just open my first one, the social, okay, the media, the business folder here. Okay, really flawless, not a problem at all. And now guys, we can start already opening some applications. Let's see how well they run. Let's start with the Twitter there. I have a feeling that Twitter for Android will never get great, but all right, it still works, I would say. It's okay. Now guys, let's just open a Telegram. Okay, try to scroll down a bit. One more time. Not an issue at all. It really all works flawless. Now let's engage with some of the video applications. I'm gonna open Instagram and just do some browsing, okay, to see how it works. And now guys, this is a very good test. I'm gonna go to the right, invoking the camera, and what I'm looking for is to see how smooth this transition is gonna be. All right. Yeah, not bad, by the way. Say hi to my iPhone. Yep. Okay, in the past, there has been a struggle with this. Let me tell you something, guys. Every time you invoke with the camera, the refresh rate of your screen is gonna drop to 60 Hertz. That's proven, okay? And it was not so dynamic and it was not so fluid because most of this is 120 Hertz. Boom, you go to the camera, you get 60 Hertz. But I would say that right now, this looks more or less okay. And now it's time to check the camera animations. Opening the camera, all right. Okay, photo, video, closing, opening. If you have been following me since some time, you would have known that this animation was not perfect. Even on the S21 Ultra, it was even very bad, guys. It was a bit better on the S22 Ultra, but I think right now on the S23 Ultra, guys, it seems to be almost flawless, all right? And that's the moment you can pause the video and let me know what you think down below in the comments. Now guys, I want to show you the memory allocation. Now, how do I do this? There are several options. You can always go back to the battery and device care and click on the memory. So this will get you, of course, the available memory, and you can have the option to clean it now, etc. But what I do, guys, I have another trick. I'm using the developer's option for very specific reasons, because when I click there, guys, I'm gonna get something like an extended statistics. So 3 hours, I can go even to 1 day and see the average memory use. What is my performance, total memory, what is reserved for the OS, average use, and all of this. And I can also see individual app usage of a memory. And there's even something more, guys. If you are not happy with this, you can always install the so-called Good Guardians. They have a whole module on memory. It's called the Memory Guardian. This is nuts. Not only are the visuals stunning, but you can go and customize some options. So right now I'm using the quick switching mode, right, which will eventually help me to keep more applications in the background. Or you can choose the speed up top up mode, right? This will clean the memory, and if using some very memory intensive things like games whatsoever, you know, you're gonna get some benefits out of this. Or just go back to the default, right? Optimize for the majority. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna switch right now back to the default mode. And now guys, let's try to test the pop-up window. Now, how does this work? Let me just open Telegram, okay? Now, the best way for you to engage it is just go to the recents menu, all right? Hold the application, guys, and you can just drag it here. You're gonna get a pop-up, okay? You can get more than one, right? And I'm always checking, you know, how well this works, all right? In this case, guys, I have a feeling that Samsung did it quite nice. By the way, there is also another trick. When you hold it like this and you put it there, okay, you can now go back to the full screen. From here, you're also able to pop up your application. So let me just say I want to open Twitter, go like this, guys, and now I'm gonna have two different pop-ups, one with Twitter and one with Samsung. And now the other part that I like, if you want to get to the split mode, click here, guys, and now I'm able to, let's say, open the Mixcloud, right, in a split mode with Telegram and having on top Twitter. And now I want you to tell me which other phone can do this. I know some of the Chinese phones, Vivo, Oppo, they can do stuff like this, but this is really nuts, guys. I can just browse Mixcloud here, choose the music I want to listen, I can chat with my friends, and I can even turn these things around. The best part, guys, you can also make this a pair, and you can add it to the edge panel or to the home screen. What does this mean, guys? All right, now I've added it to my home screen. Now I'm gonna get, guys, a special icon, Mixcloud in Telegram. And guess what this icon does? Simply amazing. All right, guys, pop-up window tested, split up window tested, guys. It's time for some tests. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna quit everything. So let me just quit all my applications and I'm going to run a GeekBench. Now there is a lot of controversy around the GeekBench. Some people even call it the Apple bench. There is a very good reason for this. You might as well want to check my performance test video, putting the iPhone 14 Pro against the S23 Ultra and running Genshin Impact or Asphalt, using also some very heavy scenarios, something that I got and I saw from Emad Hussein from the In-Depth Tech Review channel, using navigation, using also a picture-in-picture to video, and also sharing the screen while playing. Well, to sum it up, this really didn't end up quite well for the iPhone. But now let's run the GeekBench 6 and we're gonna see some results and also measure some temps. Starting at 31, all right, so I would say that GeekBench 33 will not cause, I guess, a lot of heating for the powerhouse with Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, but let's just see how much we're gonna get. All right, this is the result that we're getting, guys. Let's just see. As I said, this is really nothing fancy for the S23 Ultra. Let's do the Wildlife Extreme stress test, guys, and see how much we are gonna get with the April update. And this is the score that we're getting. Not ideal, guys, but average frame rate is not that bad. And what I'm looking here to check is the temperature, so we can just see like how well this device works right now. We only lost 1% of the battery and the temperature increased only with 1%. So I just have the feeling that the 8 Gen 2 is really very powerful, but not only powerful, efficient. And I just hope that Samsung are trying to make this device even better than it is already. And guys, if you appreciate content like this, just sub for the channel. If you want me to test something specifically, you can always leave a comment or join the Telegram group where we share ideas, discuss Google Camera and some other fancy tech stuff. And I really want to thank you for watching this video, guys. Stay safe, VST over and bye.